Lincoln Live, named Best High School Newscast in the United States by the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Live from Gahanna, WGLH-TV presents Lincoln Live with Taylor Neer and Maddie White.
Today, it's time to start thinking about next year. Mr. Banks is here to go over important details about scheduling.
Passing of the gavel. A new school board president takes over.
And a trip around the school, from classrooms to spreading hope.
We're best in the country, but sometimes our tapes still glitch.
Oh, good morning, Lincoln. I'm Taylor Neer.
And I'm Maddie White. We have a lot to cover today, so let's get right into it. We start today with exciting news around our district.
Yes, meet our new school board president, Kara Coates. Ms. Coates has served on the board these past 2 years. She also raised both of her kids in the district and has lived in Gahanna since 2006.
And this past was her first one as board president after Ms. Beryl Pickle Antonio stepped down after her appointment to the Ohio House of Representatives.
Ms. Coates is extremely honored to serve as the president and excited for the future. We spoke to her to get her reactions.
It is truly an honor to become the Gahanna Jefferson Public Schools school board president. I have big shoes to fill with Mrs. Beryl Brown Pickle Antonio, but I'm ready for it. I've had 2 years watching a great leader in that role, and I have leadership skills from my career for 25 plus years. So I'm just really excited to be able to be a leader in this school district that I am just so connected to, love so much, not only for what it gave to my children, but just the difference I see every single day.
Scheduling season is underway here at Lincoln, and it's important that students know the process.
So we invited Assistant Principal Mr. Banks to come on the show today to talk about scheduling.
And he's joined by our Katie Bailey. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us, Mr. Banks.
Thanks for having me.
So what is the timeline looking for students and their scheduling?
So the scheduling window actually opened last Friday for students to go online in the academic planner and request classes. It will close this coming Friday at midnight, the 26th.
So with scheduling, do you already know what periods classes are going to be offered?
No, that actually is all driven by student requests. So it's really important that students request the courses they want based on their interests and what they need to graduate, and not worry about where it may fit in their day. They just need to request the classes they want.
So with requesting classes and fitting in, what should students do if they want to request for like a CCP or an application course?
It's a great question, because those are not things that you can actually request on the academic planner. So it's important that students request almost like a backup, because you don't know if you're going to get into that application course. You don't know if you're going to get into CCP. So it's good to have that as a plan, but you have to have, let's say, instead of Comp 1 or 2 for English, you might want to schedule that English 12 class in order to have something in there, and then the counselors will be able to pull that out once you've made it to your application course or your CCP class.
So fill the whole schedule, have
Yes.
backups, and have options.
Correct.
What are some final reminders for all students and advice that you have?
You know, one big thing is make sure if you plan on being an athlete, a school athlete, or even thinking about it, that you have a minimum of 5 academic classes, preferably more, but at least 5. And then if you have questions, you need to be able to reach out to your school counselor. They have all the answers for you. It is a very busy time for them, so there's a good chance if you just pop down, they might not be able to get to you right now. So emailing them is another option, or doing the sign up, and they will be able to pull you down. Next week, tomorrow. Tomorrow you will have homeroom time to go through and add things, and then next week you will come down with your English class, freshmen through sophomores and juniors. Will come down and have a chance to meet with counselors face-to-face to go over their requests.
So they'll go over everything and
Yep.
get it all done.
Yep.
Well, thanks for stopping by. I'm now going to send it back to Maddie and Taylor at the news desk.
Thanks, Katie. Let's move on to a big sports story.
We have a championship to tell you about this morning.
For the 9th straight year, members of our girls bowling team are Ohio Capital Conference champions.
Lacey Holden led the Lions with a 387 series. Jordan Carruthers added a 323.
Lincoln knocked off Olentangy Orange to pick up the win. The Lions are now a perfect 10-0 this season.
So congratulations again to our OCC champion girls bowling team.
Now turning to the classrooms. Miss Ott's American Sign Language classes have been hard at work, developing their skills with full silent conversations. At the start of most classes, the students will turn to a partner and tell each other about their weekend, favorite holidays, or even their favorite snacks. For his thoughts on how the class benefits him, we talked to Asher Reed. Here he is.
I think it can help me interact with people I never felt like I was able to interact with before. It can also help me with like future jobs, like translation or anything, or just helping others out. You know? Those are important because it helps us like build up skills, like what could possibly happen in the real world. Because like, you don't know what conversation will be, so I think it's fun that like it appears every single day.
Thanks. In our science department, students have been dissecting sheep brains. In Mrs. Knight's anatomy class, they work to see different layers of the brain, the functions, and parts of the brain while learning what it controls and giving the students something visual to see. The ins and outs, we spoke with Carlos Garcia about his experience.
I think it's a really in-depth way of learning. Like it helps us connect everything that we've been learning in class to like the actual physical brain things. I also think it helps us connect with our peers more because we can have labs with them when usually we're just taking paper notes and tests.
Ms. Palmer's biology class is working hard in their class and diving deeper into their labs. The class got into different groups and dissected chicken livers to get more in depth, learning about how these chicken livers react with different enzymes. Throughout the experiment, they tested these enzymes and observed the reactions they had with the chicken liver. They worked together through different parts of the experiment to learn about these enzyme rates and what they mean. We talked to sophomore Lena Frazier to get more information about the lab and how it went. Here she is.
First, we used chicken liver and hydrogen peroxide and vinegar and baking soda to kind of see how it reacted. And the different pH levels changed every time we did the reaction. Each reaction was different. Like it bubbled more for certain test tubes with certain like things like the vinegar. One part I enjoyed was just seeing like the reaction, but the chicken liver smelled really bad.
In the AP Environmental Science classes, they are learning about soil and the different diversity of each soil type. Each group tested the porosity and soil erodes over time. The lab was used to describe the characteristics using water and vinegar to see how the soil reacted to it. Here's Mr. Harden to tell us more about why this lab was so important.
So lab activities are very important because they give us a hands-on look at, our natural world. Having opportunities to do hands-on activities are key in just those forming the understanding and developing an understanding of, what we're walking on and what kind of dirt and soil is under our feet.
Hope Squad is back up and running, and in this month's meeting, they had a mental health workshop improving their wellness and also some team building activities to help improve the club, such as partner games, competition, and more. Hope Squad is also working on improving their skills so that they can keep spreading hope to GLHS. We spoke to Hope Squad member Chase Moros to recap how this meeting went. Here he is.
Today we went over our mental health workshop. We kind of had discussion about just our days and the weekends and just how we're feeling after this 3-day weekend. And then we also had some team bonding today just to be able to just hang out with people, talk, discuss, just to grow our relationships with the whole group. And then next month we're going to be focused more on spreading hope within the school.
Well, Lincoln, that's all the news we have for you today.
We won't see you tomorrow due to homeroom, so we will see you back on Thursday.
But before we go, we wanted to show you some of Mr. Scanlon's Painting 1 classwork artwork that he has hanging in the hall near the main gate.
Bye.